MzeroA Nation, whatever you do, don't do this on your check ride. What is happening, MzeroA Online Ground School? Jason here. I'm joined by Martin. And Martin, you have quite the story to share. But before we get to that story, you're like, wow, Jason called me on the don't do this on your check ride video. It's because I love you. That's what it really is. That's because we go way back. That's what it really comes down to. Martin is an amazing flight instructor, has just a great story in aviation as well, what you've done. Actually, more videos coming out with Martin in them as well. And some of our online ground school members have gotten to know Martin through some of the webinars we've been doing, the member-only webinars that we do. If you want to check that out, MzeroAtrial.com. Take a free 2-week trial of the online ground school. See that webinar I'm talking about. Martin, you've got a story.
Yeah, I do. I have a story. And it's very important to emphasize for us and for our listeners that we learn from these stories.
Yes.
Right? We train for scenarios and we learn by doing. We learn by doing stuff, and we also learn by listening to other people, their stories, what they did, there was a complicated situation, and what happened, how did they overcome that?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's very important to know and to talk with other pilots and understand like how did they came through these situations. My story is about a check ride, right? We all been there, right? This was actually my number 6 check ride.
Wow.
Yeah, let me put you in context. Let me put the listeners in context. I'm already a CFI, full-time working, probably with 10 to 15 students, working 5-6 days a week, with about 500, 600 hours already, and it was time to get my multi-engine check ride, right? So of course I took a few days to study, to prepare here and there. I was doing flying with my students and everything. So to give you an idea, Monday and Tuesday I was flying the Cessna with my students and emphasizing, go through your checklists, right? When the day of my check ride comes, it's my multi-engine check ride. I was flying the Diamond, the DA-42, and what happened was, of course, what do you think it happened? I forgot to extend the landing gear.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in short final. I forgot to run through my checklist. And you know, sometimes you feel that something is wrong, something is not going on as planned, because you've done this many times, right? I've done this. I've done patterns and landings, 2-engine, single engine in the Diamonds, everything. I know how the plane should behave. I know how I should feel.
Right.
So I'm dropping the flaps. Everything looks good. I'm aligned with the runway. I reduce the thrust levers to 20% to get about 85 to 90 knots, you know, for my approach speed. But the speed is not going down, right? So guess what? Something is going on. I didn't wait through my checklist, okay? So at some point I decided, all right, I don't like this. You know, Jason, I don't like this. I'm just gonna go around. So I decided to, of course, safety first, go around, full power, go around. And then when I'm on the climb out, guess what happens? That's when I remember to do my checklist. What's the first item? Positive rate, gear up. And that's when I realized, oops.
Wow.
I looked at my DPE looked at me, and we were like almost laughing about it. Of course, it was a successful check, right?
Good for you.
I came back for another landing. I did my landing, then I did single engine pattern, single engine landings, and all the things that you might expect during your multi-engine check, right?
That's so good. And there's 2 things I want to highlight here. First off, you made a great decision by choosing to go around.
Absolutely.
And you still pass the check ride. Everybody thinks you make one mistake, you say one wrong thing, you fail. You recognized an issue, you identified it, you fixed it, and of course you still passed because you did the right thing. A go around is not an admission of failure, it's an admission of good decision making.
Exactly.
Actually.
I would like to always say going around is the first option.
Yes.
You are approaching to a landing, and your option number 1 should be always go around. Option 2 is a successful, safe landing, but you have to be prepared for that. Either if you're flying a single engine, multi-engine, if you're practicing, and of course, if you are on your check ride.
Absolutely. So, Martin, first off, thank you for your humility. I know it's not easy to share like mistakes you made, but people learn from this. People can relate to you from these types of stories. So thank you, MzeroA Nation. Leave Martin a comment down below. Maybe you have a story as well. The premise of this entire video, slow down. Run through the checklist. I love how you shared, this was check ride number 6, 500 hours. You're a
It wasn't my first rodeo, right?
Exactly, you're a flight instructor. And even flight instructors can make mistakes. None of us are immune to it. So Martin, great on you for doing that. Thank you for sharing that. MZero Nation, leave us a comment down below. Maybe you have a story as well. Would love to hear that. In the meantime, have a blessed, abundant, outstanding rest of your day. And most importantly, remember, the good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you.